Hey everyone, it's Liberty Woods here, and today what I wanted to talk about is the power of positive thinking. So, I think a lot of times, depending on our upbringing and what life throws at us, we can start to fill our minds with a lot of negative thoughts about ourselves. So, whether it's having a very negative, poor body image, so like for me, um, the way I grew up, I heard a lot of, wow, I'm fat, oh, I'm ugly, you're not good enough, things along those lines. And so I developed those same types of thoughts. So I would tell myself, you're not good enough, you're not smart enough, you're not pretty enough, your butt's too big, your arms are too big, you'll never be the best, really just sorry, negative thinking about myself, and I became a perfectionist because I wanted to, please my family. I wanted to earn their love, so to speak, by how well I performed or what I did. So, playing sports or trying to be the best student I could be, and really beating myself up over my failures or what I perceived as being failures and not successes. And so what that did is it really developed a very negative way of treating myself. So my mind was always filled with negative thoughts. Now, you may not relate to this at all, as far as filling your mind with negative thoughts, but I think a lot of us do, so that's why I wanted to share this in a video for a tip today. But anyway, guys, you know, those negative thoughts, they don't just stay in our minds, right? They manifest into other things like overeating and maybe drinking too much or other types of behavioral addictions. And so, not only are we beating ourselves up, but then we start beating up our bodies as well. And I know I did that. I would run to food for, soothing when I was feeling emotional and, really binge on a lot of things. And I remember there were times where I really starved myself. Like all I would eat in an entire day was a spoonful of peanut butter. When I was around 18 years old, and using diet pills and other things to try to stay skinny. And that wreaked havoc on my body, and then I would just like binge and pig out on something else and then end up throwing it up, so it really turned into something very unhealthy, not just mentally, emotionally, but also physically. So, when you think about really turning those thoughts around and embracing the beauty of who you are, changing that mindset, having a mindset change, really, it doesn't just change our mind, but it changes our emotions, it changes our attitude, and it changes the way we treat ourselves as well as the way we treat others. So, when you think about this journey you're on to eating clean and having a healthier lifestyle, I want you to celebrate every single step forward. So anytime you say no to a temptation, celebrate it. Tell yourself, I am strong. Anytime you lose a quarter of an inch, or that you feel like you have more energy, those non-scale victories that we talked about in one of our groups, celebrate all the progress you have. Be your biggest fan. Be your biggest coach. When you think about a sports team, so like take football, for example, if the coach was writing the team and telling the team, wow, you guys suck, you're never going to make any points, the other team is so much better than you, all those negative things, how well do you think that team would perform? So same thing with yourself. If you're telling yourself all these negative things, how well do you really think you're going to perform? But then, a coach is actually encouraging the team, right? So the coach is telling the team, you guys got this, you're awesome, you can, score goals, you can, show the other team what's up, but the coach is always encouraging. And even when there is a mistake, the coach lifts the team back up and gets them back out there on the field. And that's what we need to be for ourselves, because what if we don't have anyone in our corner doing it for us? We need to be filling our own hearts and our own minds with those positive thoughts. And I'm here for you, so don't worry about that. But we've got to be our own biggest fan too, and we've got to want it for ourselves. Nobody can want it enough for us. We have to want it for ourselves, and we have to make those changes. So, a book that I recently read, which I absolutely loved, it's called Failing Forward. And it's about leadership, because I'm really into reading books and things that will help me to be a better human. But it's from John C. Maxwell, and it's just really embracing all the little mistakes we make in life and learning from them, and changing our perspective. That we didn't fail. We learned. It was a learning experience. And I think the same thing in the way that we treat our thoughts about ourselves is to teach ourselves that, all these things along the way and the curveballs that life throw at us, they're just making us stronger and making us better. So, think about it. How do you talk to yourself? Do you talk to yourself negatively, or are you a cheerleader and really helping yourself in the way that you think? So, for today, the assignment in our group is think about 3 negative thoughts you've had over the last week. Whether it's I'm fat, or I'm not good enough, I'm not disciplined, whatever it may be. Think about those 3 things, or at least 3 thoughts that you've had. Now, with each of those 3 thoughts, turn it into a positive. So instead of saying I'm fat, say I am working hard. And instead of saying I'm weak or I'm not disciplined, say I am strong. And really turn those negatives into positive affirmations. Now, what I'd like you to do is take and put them on a sticky note. So all those positive affirmations, at least 3, write them down on a sticky note, a Post-it, and then put them up. Put it on your bathroom mirror, in your car, on your computer, on your desk, wherever you spend a lot of time. And my husband's making a lot of noise. I hope you didn't hear that. But put it on those sticky notes so you can see them all the time. Something that you might want to do is save it as, your home screen or your background on your phone. But start filling your heart, filling your mind, filling your thoughts with positive affirmations. And so, something, if you're a spiritual person, praying about it and being grateful for the body that God has given you. And being grateful for the ability to run, being grateful for the ability to try to make some changes, that you have the energy and the willpower, or even just the desire to do so. So really do those types of things, and really fill your mind and your heart and your soul with positive thoughts. And lastly, on the assignment, so once you've written out those sticky notes, take a picture of them and post them in the group for all of us to share. So I can't wait to see all of those awesome positive notes that you're going to be telling to yourself, and and let's encourage each other along the way. So again, let's get rid of that negative and fill our hearts and minds with positive. All right, thanks guys. Bye-bye.